Hey gang, welcome back to the Destination Baby and Kids YouTube video. This is Gina, super excited to be here with you today to go over some prep and installation tips on that brand new car seat you see behind me. That is the Nuna EXEC Next. So we're gonna show you rear facing, forward facing, lower anchor, and seatbelt, and possibly even booster if there's enough time, we'll see. But yeah, if you haven't yet, go ahead and like, follow, or subscribe to this channel. And the best thing you can do, if you fall in love with this seat or just want to go shopping in general, head on over to my website, destinationbabykids.com. I'm a real brick and mortar store here in the San Francisco Bay Area. I can ship anything directly to your home pretty much for free. And we have such a broad variety of items on the website, destinationbabykids.com. Cannot stress enough how appreciative I am of all of you viewers. We're working our butts off to get to 10,000 subscribers this year. So let's launch into this fabulous video going over tips and tricks for installing the Nuna EXEC Next. Okay, in an effort to be a little more thorough, I'm going to talk about a couple of things that we can do before we even start installing the car seat to make our lives easier. So the first thing I would encourage you to do is find your vehicle manual. The next thing I would tell you to do is to make sure you have your car seat manual. If you do not have your car seat manual, you can go ahead and head on over to Nuna's website and download it directly from them. So useful. But we're going to need both of those things just to make sure that we're doing everything correctly when we're doing our installation. The next thing I would tell you to do would be vehicle preparation. So vehicle preparation entails making sure the spot that you're installing this in your vehicle is clean and free of debris. So if there's anything in your back seat that could be considered a projectile that in an accident could fly around and hit the baby in the head, let's say a day planner, an organizer, a computer bag, that type of stuff that we don't think about so much because it's tucked in the back, we're gonna wanna get rid of all of that so we can have a nice, clean, empty space to go ahead and install our car seat. So we do those steps before we even start messing around with the car seat, right? Once we've got our manuals and we've got our vehicle prepared, we're gonna go ahead and start getting the seat ready for installation. Now, I'm sure you're asking, do I need to know which way I'm installing it and the method of installation before I start prepping it? No. What I'm gonna show you right now is gonna be useful for any way that you want to install it in the car. Let's start with going ahead and raising the headrest up. So there's a handle right here at the top of the seat. You're gonna pinch that and you're gonna lift this headrest up toward the sky. The next thing we're gonna do is remove this headpiece. Again, not critical, but I'm gonna do it anyway just to be more thorough. And then we're gonna go ahead and remove this infant insert. Now, before you say, hey, but I'm gonna use it with an infant, we have to put this back in for after the installation anyway, so I'm gonna make sure to show you how to do that. To remove the infant insert, you're gonna go ahead and hit the red buckle, unbuckle it, and then you're gonna hit your chest clip piece to go ahead and unbuckle that. And then there are little snaps on either side of this infant insert. And then to make this easier, let's also remove this crotch pad buckle. To do that, there is a snap on the actual crotch pad buckle. Undo that. That will enable you to take that piece off much more easily. If you pull on it when it's snapped, it's not going to come off. That's intentional because they don't want baby to pull it off. And then we'll go ahead and remove the infant insert by pushing the red buckle down through the crotch hole and pulling that out. Now, when you look at the seat, you also have side impact pieces and some other stuff going on in here. To make this harness looser, I'm going to go ahead and press, there's a button in between the legs that's covered with fabric, but that is our harness release. If I press on that and then pull on the harness, I'm able to actually loosen it and sort of pull it out of the way, which is very helpful for the seat prep. We're going to go ahead and lift the fabric that's attached to the headpiece up. And then there's another piece of fabric that's actually snapped to the back of the seat. We're gonna go ahead and unsnap that on both sides. And then our side impact piece also has some snaps going on that we're gonna want to undo, because without undoing that, we're not gonna be able to pull this fabric fully forward. So my goal is to get this whole set of fabric pulled forward. And now, if I pull my harness out of the way, I can maybe use the magnets on the side. Helpful. New magnets, stronger. If I tip the seat forward, hopefully all the viewing audience can see. And actually, maybe I'll just carry it over so you guys can see. There are two doors. There's a door on the bottom right here that's blue handle on it. And then there's another door on actually the backrest of the seat with a red tab, and that's for forward-facing installation. So the goal here again isn't to be opening the doors or worrying about that. It's to be moving all of this fabric out of the way so we have access to these points. And now we're going to show you how to prep the seat additionally for lower anchor installation. And then also we'll show you seatbelt. Okay, gang, let's talk about doing a forward-facing seatbelt installation. So again, we've gone ahead and prepped the seat by having all that fabric come forward. We have the access to both our rear-facing door and our red forward-facing door. And so red, something to keep in mind here, if we go to the side of the seat, our forward-facing belt path is marked with red, so that's very, very useful. The other thing that we're going to want to do for our forward-facing car seats is go ahead and install with top tether. This is not a step that we can skip. This is absolutely a mandatory step, so we're going to go ahead and take that, and if the camera gentleman will come around and show, this is going to hook up to the tether point in your car. So remember before when I said you should have your vehicle manual, that will be helpful in identifying your tether spots if they're difficult to find. Some cars, they are actually pretty hard to find. Some Teslas in particular, a little bit harder. But for forward-facing installation, we definitely want to make sure that that is attached. Now, when we install the seat, if you again look on the side of the seat, if we wanted to adjust our recline level, we would go ahead and do that before we install the seat. We can't install the seat and then adjust recline once it's installed. The recline would need to be preset prior to installation. And if you don't believe me, it's actually on page 34 or 32, excuse me, in the manual, where once the seat is installed, you can't adjust the recline without uninstalling it. So I'm setting mine to 4, which is a little bit more reclined. Position 1 would be more upright. Now, I've set my top tether, I've adjusted my recline. I'm going to go ahead now and open my forward-facing door. So lift up for forward-facing installation. And this has, again, a red guide that shows us where the seatbelt's going to go. So we're going to go through the little tunnels on either side of the seat. So my side has a red doorway, and the same is on the other side of the seat, that red doorway that we were looking at before. There's a little hole that the seat comes through, excuse me, that the seatbelt comes through. We'll go ahead and buckle it, make that connection. We will go ahead and make sure that's flat, not twisted belt. We're going to go ahead and tighten the belt by just kind of pulling. And again, we don't have to go crazy because our true tension door, which is this guy, is going to do a lot of this work for us. So once I make sure there's a little bit of tension on the seatbelt, I'm going to go ahead and push this door down. I'm still hanging onto the shoulder belt. Now I'm letting it go. Click. We know it's installed. And then we can even have this piece come down for a taller kiddo, and we can put all of this fabric back to where it was. And again, trick with this guy is going to be making sure that your harness rolls through the padding appropriately. This is that side impact piece. This is that piece that makes this seat FMVSS 213B certified. So again, we want to make sure that we're using that. We also want to make sure that we put our crotch belt cover back on. This is very useful with bruising and accidents, so it's a really good thing to have on there. We're going to go ahead and buckle. We're not done yet. I still have to lock off the belt. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. But we're going to tighten to make sure that that will tighten without being impeded. And then we're going to loosen so that's working correctly. Now, the seatbelt, here we have to lock that off. We're going to pull this belt all the way out, and it will retract, making a click sound. Oh, I didn't go far enough. There we go. That click sound, seatbelt's locked off, not going anywhere. Seat isn't moving an inch from its installation point. It's top tethered. And now we can also adjust the footrest. The footrest in a forward-facing mode just needs to be not more upright than the actual seat. So we would want legs dangling down like this, but you do have that opportunity to pull this out for a longer body or set it in closer if that feels more appropriate for what your needs are.